How much pride is too much pride? There's the moon you're looking at. Oh, Luna. I'm out here on a fine evening. Crisp. Brisk. But posing the question of... I've been out here clipping these trees all day, which you might be able to see in the fading light. The whole time I was out here clipping, I would have some thoughts going through my mind about feeling prideful and feeling good about getting something done, getting something accomplished. And then on the same token, having the thought of, the pride comes before the fall, remembering those, old quotes about too much pride. And I really pondered it for a while, a couple hours, just like thinking about, how on one hand we're told as kids to take pride in what we do. We're told to do our best and be proud when we accomplish something. And as we get older, we find that when we show our accomplishments, others often shun us or think that we're being egotistical. Or if we want to share something with someone, or if we feel that we're right in a conversation, or any time that we're trying to express something to someone, it comes across as egotistical, when in fact it's, sometimes not. So, this whole idea of ego gets in the way of our ability to say, hey, look at what I did. In other words, it's led to this condition where people are always humble about their art. I know this as an artist, whenever I've never met an artist who says, dude, look at this painting I made, it's awesome. So think about that for a minute. I mean, I'm sure there are plenty who do, but I haven't met any personally. I know glass blowers who will show me something and be like, yeah, check this out. And then they'll point out the defects in it. And it's not that they're being negative, but they're showing that they're aware of the shortcomings of the work, that it's not perfect. It's almost like we point out our own imperfections before others can, which I guess can be a defense, but anyway, it's an interesting thing to ponder, why don't we just, stand up and say, look at what I did, it's great. Well, it's because we have to be humble. And, but it's almost like a game, I guess is what I'm saying. It's kind of like what you made is cool. For example, as a carpenter, I've done some really fine woodworking, like up in the West Hills here in Portland. And I've never bragged about it. I don't go around saying, ooh, dude, I did this woodworking. I haven't gone on YouTube and posted videos and pictures of all these cool houses I did and shit. I did this historic house that, I spent 2 years remodeling and doing custom woodwork for, and custom kitchen, bathrooms, everything, and 7-piece custom crown molding, and when people would walk into the house and say, this looks awesome, I'd say, oh, thanks. It's kind of tough, and I'd find myself saying, the old artist complex. Oh, it's not that great. But I knew it was great. Because it was damn hard work, and I busted my ass to do it. And other carpenters would look at it and say, damn, that must have taken you a lot of work. I mean, there's a difference when you have something that you do that is mundane and anybody could do it. I mean, if you do something, for example, I also do jewelry and crafts and stuff, and let's say I made like a hemp bracelet that's a really easy weave, and somebody says, that's just awesome, and I'd be like, oh, it's easy. That's different, because it is easy, because a lot of these crafts are things that you could learn in a day. But when it comes to something like woodworking, or painting, or crafts, some of these things take years to develop the skills, so I think a person should be able to take pride in that. But still be humble. It's a difficult line to walk. I guess what it is for me is that I think people, when we're honest with ourselves, and say, hey, I did a good job, it helps us to want to do a better job later. And, you know, if others talk down on us and then we talk down on ourselves, you know, all of us know of people who do that as a defense, who talk bad about themselves. I guess a perfect example is the fat comedian. You take any fat comedian, what's the one thing that they joke around about the most? Them being fat. It takes the heat off, it takes the instant, you know, it's making fun of the self, but the difference is when they do that, it's kind of an uncomfortable type of, you know, the person standing there in front of people, they know they're overweight, they know they're being judged, so they take away the ammunition by making a joke about it so their people feel comfortable. They're pointing out their own flaws. So it's just like the artist who paints a picture, or the woodworker who points out the ding in the corner of the box he made. You know, the comedian's art form is making fun of himself, pointing out his own flaws. So I guess I would leave by saying, the more we focus on our strengths and not our weaknesses, the happier we'll be, but we have to do it in a way that's humble and in a way that's compelling to other people when they see that we can be humble about the things that we do. And I'm speaking from only my perspective, of course, and being a guy who is proud of the things I do as an artist and as a human. I still have many shortcomings where I am critical of myself and, you know, things I need to work on, put myself down. And that's what makes life worth living. You know, something to work towards. Something for Carpo719 to work towards. After he makes a video that's 719 long. Peace.